drone land on water, fly in strong winds, survive tough conditions, and an ultimate crash test? Today, we are testing a new exciting PowerEgg X drone that we are going to put through a series of fun tests and challenges.
Hi guys!
What's up, champions? Welcome back to Jetsurfing Nation, your place where we test and review different jetboards and Efoils, and occasionally some drones. And today we are going to unbox and test the new drone called PowerEgg X.
Let's do it!
Here you go!
Is that even an egg, a camera, or a drone?
Everything all together. Let's see.
What is that?
That's PowerEgg Intelligent Battery. It's going to provide you up to 3.5 hours filming in the camera mode or up to 30 minutes flying in a drone mode.
Here we got the waterproof case for the rain and if you're recording like near the water and if it accidentally falls in the water. Here we got propellers and spare propellers. This is the landing gear for the water.
It's actually the only drone that can land and launch from the water. Really exciting stuff, especially if you film Watersports.
This is just a case to put all the propellers and the gears that we need. Let's see what's inside this box.
Oh, this is a tripod. You can attach it and use PowerEgg to record your streaming or video conferences.
Oh!
And the coolest part, it's automatically tracking your face using face recognition. Very cool. And now the best part. Let's open the PowerEgg.
The egg.
The PowerEgg.
The egg.
It comes with a little case that you can use and transport. Really handy.
Open it.
It's first personal
Robotic.
autonomous AI camera.
This is an egg.
And this is a PowerEgg.
PowerEgg X is not just a drone. It's a fully autonomous personal AI camera developed by Powervision, which includes a futuristic-looking egg that can act like an AI camera with face recognition and auto tracking, and a drone mode that features a modular drone system with removable arms and props, waterproof accessories, remote sound pickup, SyncVoice Technology, wind resistance, and 4K 60 FPS camera with a 3-axis gimbal. Pretty impressive stuff, and it clearly set it apart from traditional DJI drones that cannot fly in rain or strong winds. The battery offers up to 30 minutes of drone flight time and up to 3.5 hours in the camera mode. The new version also offers live streaming and video conferencing features and a new water follow mode to film Watersports, which is one of the most interesting features of our Jetsurfing Nation channel.
So, we opened our PowerEgg box and we have all these amazing materials. We have, of course, the PowerEgg. We have these things that attach the propellers and the propellers.
This is very unique drone. This is the only drone where the foldable hands are detachable from the body.
Of course, the remote control.
If you're familiar with DJI drones, it's very easy to understand. It's using your phone and an app, and then you connect it to remote control and you fly it like a regular DJI kind of drone.
This is a charger, and of course, almost everything needs a charger.
And even more propellers.
Wow!
Allen keys and all the tools you might need to assemble the drone. And of course, some accessories such as the arm holder and arm holder blocker, so you can use the PowerEgg like a camera.
Yes, it can be an egg, a camera, a drone, and a waterproof drone. So many things.
All in one.
Now we're going to charge everything, power everything up,
and then we are going to put it to some really cool tests and challenges.
Let's do it!
The assembly of the drone is pretty easy. Without arms, it's pretty small and it fits in a small travel case that comes in a package. Simply get the egg out of the case, open the main cover, and put the new battery in. Now attach both arms to the body and close the cover. I need to mention here that the production quality of the drone and its parts is exceptional and up to the highest standards. Next, you can use the waterproof accessories such as floating pontoons and the waterproof case if you plan to fly in the rain or land on the water. It's pretty easy to attach, but it significantly reduces the flight time. The remote control is smaller than ones from DJI and offers similar features including 3 modes, beginner, medium, and pro modes, that can be changed with a switch. The Pro mode does not use the obstacle avoidance, but lets you fly much faster.
Let's compare PowerEgg to the other popular drones we have. Here we got the FPV drone, which is the smallest drone we have. It's very fast, very powerful. Maybe. This is DJI FPV drone. You're supposed to fly it in goggles. Recently we did a full review on how to fly DJI FPV to film water sports. It's very fast, very powerful drone, but it's very easy to crash and very hard to fly, and it also doesn't have any follow me capabilities, and it's not waterproof. This is Skydio 2 drone, which is really cool and has all the follow me automatic capabilities. It has a lot of cameras to track you automatically. However, this drone is also not waterproof and not ideal if you are going to film water sports. I did a full review lately of Skydio 2 and gave you all the tips and tricks on how to use a drone to film water sports.
And finally,
the kit of the day, our PowerEgg. You can see it's huge when fully assembled, but again, you can take off all the arms and pack it very small. It's not that big and it's not that heavy. And it's the only one who can actually fly in rain, in strong wind, land on water, and start from water, which is one of the coolest features for me if I'm filming water sports. And obviously it also has the new follow me mode for water sports, which should be really cool. I cannot wait to try it out. Now, since we assembled everything, let's put this kit to some tests and challenges.
let's do it!
Our first challenge is to hit it with some strong rain and water and see if it survives.
Woo!
Come on! It's cold enough! Perfect!
That is a super fun challenge, and as you can see, the drone has no problem surviving even strong spray from the garden hose. We have no doubt it will easily survive the rain.
Here you go, the first challenge is completed.
It survived well.
Our next challenge to see if it can land and take off of the water. Now I know what you're thinking, what's the practical point of landing on the water? And trust me guys, I lost so many drones before simply by crashing in water when the drone ran out of battery or when it missed the landing spot by just few meters. I wish I had something like this to save the drone. And then again, it doesn't have to be water. You can land on the snow, on the mud, on any rough terrain. Alright, let's give it a go. Yay! We did it!
As you can see, the drone can land and launch from flat water exceptionally well. However, beware that you must avoid salty water or wavy conditions. Unlike Swell Pro Splash Drone, the PowerEgg will not be able to flip over if it falls upside down, and you might have to swim to catch it. The salty water may ruin the propeller engines if you don't clean them properly.
Here you go guys, we did it! Can your drone do the same? Our next challenge is to film in very strong winds, and to prove it we are going to film kite surfing in 25 miles per hour strong winds.
Yay! Now we have to catch this piece to close it.
In this challenge, we are flying PowerEgg in a very strong wind. Despite having the waterproof accessories on, the drone has no problem dealing with it, and lets us film the kite surfing activities pretty well. However, we are not impressed with the quality of the camera so far. The footage looks rather dull, even with color correction. However, I need to mention that PowerEgg is more like a beginner model, and Powervision offers more expensive models like PowerEye with a much better aerial camera for professional use.
Another test succeeded! Very good handling in high winds.
Now it's time for us to test the tracking capabilities of the PowerEgg drone. To start the follow modes, we need to be up 4 meters and then select the subject on the screen of the Vision Plus 2 app. You can choose between trace, parallel, or spotlight modes, which are self-explanatory. We picked parallel and started tracking Mike, which works pretty well until he exits the frame. Unfortunately, PowerEgg drone does not offer any GPS tracking device or a beacon, so it has to rely only on visual recognition to track the subject. After Mike exits the frame, the following stops, and we have to repeat the tedious process of finding the subject in the frame and clicking on it to re-enable the tracking. It works great for a while, and we are able to get some impressive shots of hiking on the cliffs here in Portugal. However, it seems like the drone is not aware of its altitude and failed its obstacle avoidance, and for some reason decided to go way too low, just to crash straight into the grass. Luckily, it survived the crash just fine, and we continue the experiment. PowerEgg is back in the sky, good as new, Surprisingly, nothing is broken. I need to say, during filming of our experiments, we crashed it several times, and it survived just fine. We always fly with floaty pontoons, which soften the fall and let you land safely even on rough terrain. We did not use the waterproof case because it reduces the quality of footage when filming through the plastic cover. Now let's test its quick shot modes that you might be familiar with if you fly DJI drones. Here we have all the classic sets, such as Droney, Circle, Helix, Rocket, and Ellipse. The drone goes up and around and films impressive short videos for you. It works pretty well and is easy to do.
Our next challenge is to see how well it tracks OneWheel in action on the ground. Let's go!
OneWheel tracking went pretty well. The drone did its best to smoothly keep its subject in place, but you can easily see the limitations of the visual tracking. In this example, the drone got confused by people passing by. And here, the drone lost tracking when Mike moved outside of the frame. Obviously, visual recognition requires you to remain in the frame, so you can't be riding around the trees or rocks like with a Skydio 2 drone. These are pretty mediocre results and could be easily improved if Powervision develops the GPS tracking device or a beacon. The footage from the fixed following modes is also pretty boring to watch. It lacks dynamic movement like we saw with the Stalker or Skydio 2 drones that had a lot of different modes, such as circle mode when following. Needless to say that doing any activity with remote control and a phone in hand is no fun, and it's not a fully autonomous drone. Similar to DJI drones, it requires you to have a pilot operating a drone while you focus on the activity, and it is a main disadvantage of this drone compared to Skydio 2 and Stalker, which are truly autonomous. Alright, so how about tracking something faster? Here we got a couple of motorcycles riding on the cliffs. It did okay when tracking from afar, but lost its subject when it went out of frame. We also found it very hard to re-enable auto following on the subject that is already in motion, which is pretty big limitation if you try to track cars or motorbikes in motion. Again, it clearly shows that visual tracking is not enough and it needs a beacon.
Okay, and now is the best part. We are going to test PowerEgg to film some water sports. Let's go!
Now on to water tracking. In this test, Mike is going jet surfing while drone pilot Lewis is going to enable the water tracking mode. As you can see, it works well for a while, tracking Mike just fine until it eventually loses the subject. We found it next to impossible to re-enable the tracking on the moving subject. The sensors are confused by the water reflections and can't get it right. This again shows the limitations of this technology. In this water test, we are tracking Efoil riding in a beautiful Portuguese paradise location. I really love this crystal clean water. Since the Efoil moves pretty slowly, it's easy for PowerEgg to follow it correctly and keep the water tracking on. Everything went perfectly smooth until we ran out of battery. And then this happened.
Oh my god, I went too far and there was not enough battery to go against the wind and return home. And it landed emergently on water. Now rescue operation is on. Whew. Here you go. Woo! We saved it! Huh. Oh my god. It survived fine. It's not even wet. I didn't use the waterproof case because I wanted to get a great footage, and waterproof case is reducing the quality. But look, guys, no other drone could do it. If you crash your Mavic in the water, it's gone forever. Yeah. And it just landed softly, went down calmly, and then it was just floating up, and we saved it. All right, the test succeeded.
The drone is safe and sound, and it's a great example of the main advantage of the PowerEgg over competitors.
And now we are going to test PowerEgg in the camera mode to track the subject automatically.
To assemble the camera, all we need to do is open its cover and attach a tripod from one side and a strap on the other side. Since the PowerEgg has no monitor, we'll have to connect the phone and use the Vision Plus 2 app to set the recording. The camera mode has several modes. The main one is called follow mode and allows you to lock on the subject. Then, when the subject moves, the camera gimbal will automatically move and keep it in frame. This is very good if you wish to record or live stream an activity that requires movement. For example, something like Zumba, dancing, football, a boxing lesson, or something else. And you don't have a cameraman helping you with the filming. As you can see, PowerEgg does a great job keeping the subject in the frame and provides up to 3.5 hours of filming in such mode.
One of the coolest features of PowerEgg is the ability to record in so-called FPV mode. It's like flying a drone without flying a drone. Let's check it out.
In this mode, you can hold the PowerEgg in your hand using a strap and run around filming and enjoying the smoothness of the 3-axis gimbal. This is a really fun and original way to get smooth footage without flying the drone. However, not having any monitor requires you to also hold and look at your phone screen at the same time. It can be really awkward to do this. I wish the developers could add a small monitor and a start-stop recording button on the PowerEgg itself, so we don't have to rely on the phone apps to do it. Even a small GoPro camera has 2 monitors these days. The PowerEgg itself is pretty heavy and not that pleasant to hold in your hand for a long time while also holding onto a phone. There are much lighter and more intuitive solutions like DJI Osmo Pocket if you really want gimbal filming with your phone. The live streaming and conferencing features look really promising, however, when you use the tripod and don't have to hold the PowerEgg itself.
And now the best part, we're going to do the ultimate crash test. We're going to crash the real egg into PowerEgg and to see if it survives.
Let's do it!
Ready, set, go! To conclude our review, let me quickly summarize what we loved about PowerEgg and what we hated about it. What we really liked is how sturdy and durable the whole system is. Despite multiple crashes, it could survive all our tests and challenges just fine. Even getting crashed by the real egg did no damage whatsoever. Nothing broke down and remained in a great condition. The quality of the production of this drone and all the components and accessories is just amazing, and I think Powervision should be praised for it. The whole idea of the modular system is pretty fun and very easy to use. What we also liked is a very long flying time compared to the other drones we have, and very low noise level. We always flew with the waterproof accessories attached, but even though we got well over 20 minutes of flight time, which is very impressive for a drone that is so big and heavy. We also loved how well the drone held in the strong winds and rain. Despite its size, it produced a smooth footage every single time. Needless to say, it's one of the first drones offering remote sound pickup system called SyncVoice Technology, letting you record yourself while filming with a drone. The remote control is pretty small but was able providing us with long distance connections up to 5 kilometers just fine. The safe features like auto return home also work great. And here is what we didn't like about it. The main camera itself leaves much to be desired. It's pretty basic camera, similar to what we saw in DJI drones a few years ago, and clearly lacks in quality compared to the new drones like Skydio 2 or DJI Air 2S. Hopefully it will be changed to something more impressive in the next models. The Vision 2 app itself is pretty buggy and unpolished. Each feature never works right away and always requires you multiple times pressing and pressing before it works. There are always annoying notifications and errors popping up which distract from the drone operation and annoys the pilot. The drone visual tracking leaves room for improvement as well and requires additional devices like GPS beacon or a smartwatch to help the drone with the proper tracking, making it fully and truly autonomous. The obstacle recognition doesn't seem to work well at all. The drone crashed itself several times in the following modes. This should definitely be improved in the future, especially after we saw impressive tracking capabilities of Skydio 2 drone. I feel like PowerEgg is also missing out on potential opportunities. For example, the footage in rain is pretty much unusable due to the droplets on the waterproof case. However, they could develop additional attachments like airdropping systems, to attach the lights or rescue kits and make it much more useful in all weather situations and rescue missions.
Now, to summarize, PowerEgg X is a great beginner drone for people who want an easy-to-use multi-purpose device that will not be afraid to take some beating, fly in rain, or land on water, mud, or snow. However, its main flaw is trying to be the best at too many things. Like they say, a jack of all trades is a master of none. We hope Powervision will keep improving it in the future, adding the GPS tracking beacon and a new camera alongside with improved obstacle avoidance to make it a true winner. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Jetsurfing Nation. We'll see you next time, guys. Have a good day.